Today we are going to talk about burnout. It is prevalent everywhere. Anything that you're trying to do, if you're trying to do it for a long duration of time, over time you're going to face it. It happens if you're trying to start a company, you're an entrepreneur, you're a sportsman, trying to play a sport, or you're just trying to crack an examination. In what we are going to focus most of the time. It happens in research as well. We're doing the same thing again and again for 5 years. Well, over time, in the simplest of words, you're going to get bored. As simple as that. Well, in the first semester of college, I was like, I love mechanical engineering. I can do it all day, all night. And 6 years later, not so much. Doesn't matter how much you love it, how much you are passionate about it. Over time, if you do it every day, hour after hour, there's going to be a point where you just burn out. Now, it does not mean that you do not love it. It just means that you need a break, maybe. You need to change some things. Maybe you need to spice it up, something like that. About all the solution, we are going to discuss one by one. But let us first talk about what are the reasons of burnout. Why are you facing it? And why is it so dominant when you're so close to your target? When you need your efficiency at its peak, why is it that you are feeling like, I don't want to study now? Number one reason would be your pressure, the pressure that you're putting on yourself. So you're thinking now that 4 or 5 months have passed, let us say that, taking an example, there are 12 different subjects, and in your head you're thinking, I have to study that subject A also, that subject B also, subject D also, and you're not able to focus on subject E that you're trying to focus on right now because you're thinking too much, you're worrying too much, overthinking in the simplest of forms. That is what is happening. And because of that, the efficiency drops, because when you're studying, you're not able to focus that. 2 hours later, you know that whatever you're trying to do, it is not that effective or efficient. And that brings more pressure. So it's a downward spiral we definitely want to stay away from. So this pressure is something that can be dealt with, and how we are going to talk about the solution as well. But let us look at something else that is causing that problem. Well, the monotonous nature that we talked about. Every day you're doing the same thing, something that happens with your brain. I don't really know the proper medical term of it, but all I know is that your brain kind of becomes numb. So you're trying to study, and even if you're thinking about only that, well, nothing is getting in. It's kind of bouncing off or going tangent over your head. So ultimately, same problem, you're not efficient. And because of all those things, what ultimately happens is that you don't want to study because it is not giving you result. But at the same time, you also know that right now you need to study more than at any time. All the past 4 to 5 months of preparation is going to go to waste if you do not study at the right time. You'll be very right to think so. But what to do? I'm not efficient, I'm not effective, so you can't study, and when you don't study, you feel terrible and your life is miserable. We are going to talk about all of those things. The reason why I can relate to you is because I've been in these situations more than once. So we are going to talk about the solutions now. You have to stop worrying. Now, it is easier said than done, but you have to understand that this is a pressurized situation that you have to solve before you appear in that examination. You also have to accept and agree that everyone else is facing this as well. That means that the examination has actually started way before the examination. The judgment has already started, and it will depend on how well you can cope up with these hot situations. And the better you can, the better your preparation and the better your performance and execution on the day of the examination. So if you're not able to stop worrying, you should take it as a challenge, that this is a skill that you have to develop. They don't teach this in colleges or schools, but you have to learn it. It's a very essential part. So it's kind of like the same thing, the way that I talked about concentration. You have to practice it, try it again and again, of not thinking about the things that does not matter right now. It's a very essential one, a difficult one, I agree, but you have to over time learn the skill. You cannot be panicking, let us say 1 day before the examination, 1 week before the examination, breathless, and you're not able to focus at anything. Although everyone is going to face that, some people deal with it in a better manner. Now, with that out of the way, now we are going to talk about something much more logical and something that can be executed step-by-step process. The other reason why you are panicking so much and you're not able to focus towards one thing is because you don't have a plan. You don't know what you want to do. I was just talking to a student and he brought the exact problem to me, and that conversation is going to be probably out very soon as well. And what he said is that he's not able to focus. He is just not willing to pay attention towards studies. He just have to force himself too much, does not feel natural. The reason was that he does not have any plan. He does not have a to-do list for tomorrow. He does not have a 1 week plan. And god damn it, he does not even have a 45-day strategy. Although everything is not going to play out the way that you have put it down on your piece of paper for the next 45 days, it is very essential that you make it. You should have a basic picture of what you're going to do for the next 45 days. Now, this is something that I've been talking for the last 6 months, but people don't listen. At least now you should be making an overall outline of what you are going to do for the next 45 days. Highly essential. When you don't have plans, what happens is that your brain tries to create plans all the time. It is never going to be as structured or as well developed as the one on a piece of paper, which means that your brain is continuously thinking about what I'm going to do next, and consequently, you are continuously panicking. I don't want that to happen to you. Have a plan, think about it once, think about it well, and then keep it aside and do whatever you have planned. Over time, some plans will fail, some new things will come up, your plans will be altered, but it is very important to make that plan. All right, overthinking happens to everyone. You have to learn how to deal with it, and it is very important to keep working in the last moment as well. Obviously, you don't want to, it is very difficult, but it is necessary. How to solve it? It's a mental battle. You have to fight it mentally. Second one, fight it physically. Make a plan. Give your brain a comfort that it does not have to think about continuously what you're going to do next. Have a proper plan and execute that. Rest. There will always be a fight and you have to fight it. Everyone is in it. It depends on how well you manage it. That's about it. Hope you learned something out of it. You might put your own suggestions, the problems that you're facing down in the comment section. Some of you guys say that I always come up with the video that you need at that particular point. There are two reasons. One, I prepared for examinations myself, and the two would be you, because you keep on putting your problems down in the comment section and I read to all of them. I reply to all of them as well most of the time. So if you have a problem, put it down in the comment section. I'm certainly going to go through it. If you're new in this channel, well, subscribing would help you. And if there are upcoming videos you don't want to miss, that is a good way. Or you can press the bell icon. If you liked it, hit like on this video, helps the channel grow. We are soon going to reach 200,000 subscribers, which is amazing. We started with 0. Well, everyone starts with 0 other than the ones who buy channels. But it's a long journey and we are going to go further and further, hopefully someday 1 million. That's about it, guys. Thank you for your support. I'll see all of you in the next one. Till then, bye.